Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday. We are here. We are happy. I'm going to check the audio like always, but this is lunchtime learning number 2 with the new mic. So I think we're batting 100 now. Yep, we're doing good. Awesome. So yes, the new mic's working. We haven't had any problems. We are live. Hello, everyone. It is Friday. I am super excited to be on here for a multitude of reasons. One, I'm really excited to do today's live with you. We are doing the Blade's Breath, Assassin Stretch, and Meditation. It's going to be a little midday reset, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, whether you're, I don't know, whatever else you do, reading a book on the beach or painting in the park, I don't know, whatever you're doing on a Friday. Welcome to this quick session, the Blade's Breath. We are rolling into, I don't know why we're rolling, but we're rolling into, hi from the gym, Coach Kelsey. We are rolling into this training inspired by Throne of Glass. There we go. I'm trying to get the words out on Friday. I'm gonna drink some more of my aminos. I need to wake up more. So this is inspired by the Silent Assassin training. And this is what is in Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And specifically, this training is inspired by the one-on-one training that the master has with Selena when she is in the Red Desert training with the Silent Assassins. And she is doing the types of training that is inspired by animals. And so he has her observe a crab. He has her observe an asp and all these different animals so that she can learn from them and then learn how they all do different things, whether it be move different, hear different, see different, and they do them for a reason, for survival. So she can learn from these animals and then apply it to her training. So what we're doing is we're doing the same thing, but we're doing it in a form of yin yoga and meditation. So yin yoga, there's a bunch of different types of restorative yoga. There's yin yoga, there's restorative yoga, there's gentle yoga, and all of them have a little nuances that make them just a little bit different than the other ones. So for today, we'll be doing a few stretches that we're going to be holding for a few minutes, not just like a couple breaths and flowing through them, but we're actually going to sit in them so we can meditate and do some breath work in the stretch. And they're going to be animal inspired. So this is going to be low intensity. We're going to be focusing on breath control, doing some visualizations, and doing some floor-based stretching. So you don't need anything besides clothes that you can move in, whatever it may be. If you want a water to have nearby, you can have that. If you want some yoga blocks or cushions, blankets for support, you can use that as well. And other than that, really, we can get started. So let's learn how to master stillness and reclaim focus and return to your day sharper than ever. Okay, moving forward, I'm going to go over there, and then we'll get started. Okay, so to start a meditation, we always have to start with our 3-part breath. So you can stay standing for this. I always like to try to teach these midday resets as if you're at work and maybe you need to stand the whole time. Maybe you can sit, whatever options you have. So you can do all of this standing or seated. I'll give different options as well for the stretches if you can't get to a floor because you're at the office or something like that. So starting with our 3-part breath, we're going to bring our hands to our stomach. And we want to make sure that we're breathing in and out through the nose, but also we want to make sure we're breathing into our lower abdomen. So a lot of people, I have them put their hands on their belly. Get my glasses out of the way for this. So you're bringing your hands to your abdomen, and as you inhale, you're going to push your belly against your hands. And then as you exhale through the nose, you're going to pull the belly in and push all the air out of your nose. Again, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale. Again. So that's part 1. Part 2 is going to be the rib cage. So you can have your hand here or here, whatever is easier for you. You can have both hands if that's right, if that works best. But what we're doing is a deliberate movement. Our ribs actually move and expand. So we want to expand our ribs and then collapse our ribs. I don't like that word because it sounds very just like, you want to do it intentionally with muscle. So expand, collapse, expand, collapse. So that's the movement we're doing with the breath. So it's inhale, belly, ribs, exhale, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, exhale, ribs, belly. Now for that third part, it's the chest. Now this isn't the shoulders, so we're not breathing into our shoulders like that. We want to use our primary breathing muscles, not our secondary breathing muscles. So we've inhaled the belly, ribs, and the chest, it just gently raises, not the shoulders, just the chest. The sternum almost moves. And then exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Do that 2 more times on your own, just to center yourself before we get started. From there, we're going to come into just a brief warm-up pose before we get into the deep stretches. So coming into deer pose or shin box, 90 and 90, it has a whole bunch of different names, but essentially one leg's going to be in front of you, the other leg's going to come to the side. From here, for this specific stretch, we're going to try to make everything a 90-degree angle. So our feet, our knees, our hips, even our legs with each other. From there, we roll the hip forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, fold forward. You can let your head come down to the ground, or if you have a yoga block, you can bring your head to a yoga block there. You're going to continue your 3-part breath that we just practiced. And exhale through the nose. From there, walk up slowly, and we're going to switch sides. But wait, don't just pick up your legs and move. We're going to try to use our core a little bit because this is a warm-up. So we're going to pull our hips back, bring our knees up, and then turn to face the other way. From there, we inhale the arms up, exhale, fold forward. And again, you can have your head on a block, whatever you need to. Like a doe in the wild, you must move through the forest, graceful, light, and alert. Inhale, come out of that other side of the deer pose, coming back to center. Place your yoga block to the side if you have it. And from there, we're going to go into our first deep stretch. And this is going to be crab pose. Now, you're going to have a couple different options. So there's not actually a crab pose. So we took poses that kind of looked like crabs. So you're going to have a couple different options. The first one being a deep squat. So for the deep squat, it can look very different for everyone. This would be a good option if you can't get to the ground and you're in the office. Feet are going to be wider than the hips, toes turned out just a little bit, whatever's comfortable for you. And then from there, we come down. So you may stop here. Your hips, that may be what you got, and that's great. Or maybe you go a little bit lower. Or maybe you reposition your feet, try to feel what feels best for you, and we can come back a little bit farther down. Now, what I don't want here is if you're down here, you don't want to just kind of collapse. We want to lift up out of the hips just like a 1/4 inch so that we can activate the glutes. Bring the hips forward, bring the shoulders back, try to lengthen the spine like you're bringing your back to a wall. So then you can stay here. So that deep squat is option 1 for crab. You can give yourself little crab hands. Now, I was saying back against the wall. So option 2, you do that deep squat or garland, that is our crab, but you come to a wall. So that balance is out of it. You can be a crab here. You can also sit on a yoga block if you don't have a wall to go on, but it's too much to just stay there without something under you. And then the last option would be a happy baby. So this is a little bit more gentle if you have more wall space, or not wall space, floor space. Bring your knees up, grab your feet, and then you come up here. Now you're pulling your knees simultaneously as you're pushing through your feet, pushing through your hands, and you'll hold here. So you're going to choose your crab, whether it's a deep squat, whether it's a deep squat on the wall, deep squat on yoga blocks, or maybe happy baby on the ground. Find your crab right now. And you're going to hold that for about 2 minutes, doing your 3-part breath. I'm going to come into the deep squat. Okay. You can close your eyes if you want. You can pick a spot on the floor that doesn't move. Tune in to your mind-body connection. Selena spent hours studying the crab's awkward but deliberate movements. Why do they move sideways? Consider what adaptations you make in your life. Times where you may have to move sideways. Where have you had to take an unexpected path to survive? Inhale and take 3 more deep breaths here. Begin to slowly come out of whatever crab pose you chose as we begin to come into lizard. Now for lizard, if you have yoga blocks or a chair or something for additional support, make sure you have it nearby so that you don't have to go get it after we get into it. And what we'll be doing is you can come to all fours to start, stepping the back leg forward. Doesn't matter which one, we're going to do both. From there, you want to, instead of being stacked here, heel toe the foot out to the side. From there, you can stay here, and that can be your lizard. Some different options with the back leg. You can lift the toe and come into a more activated lizard. You can also use the toe to scoot your knee back if you want a little bit more of an intense stretch. You can also bend the back leg and grab the foot. When it comes to the front leg and the front arms, well, both arms, you also have a couple options. You can stay here. You can come to your forearms. You can come to your thigh. You can also go on the blade of the foot and turn out to the side here. Just some options. With the yoga blocks, you can use that to either elevate, or if the forearms is close but not right there, you can also bring the floor closer to your forearms. So those are all of your versions of lizard. So I want you to find the one that works best for you, and we're going to hold it for about 1.5 minutes before we switch to the other side. I'm going to do the tall one because this gets into my back hip just a little bit more. Okay, find something that is comfortable and get into that 3-part breath. Belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly. This pose is about agility and range. Like a lizard darting across hot stone, this stretch is not just about stillness, but quiet readiness. Take 4 more deep 3-part breaths here. When you're ready, slowly come out of lizard to switch to the other side. just bringing the other leg forward. And while many people say what you do on one side, you have to do on the other, a lot of us aren't perfectly parallel. One hip's tighter than the other, maybe one's stronger, but one's more flexible. So play around with the different varieties that I showed you before, having the yoga blocks, forearms higher, knee out, knee in, back leg up, back leg down, and see which one gives you the most bang for your buck, we'll say. So come into whatever lizard pose you decide is best for you. And then tap into that 3-part breath. And again, you can have your eyes closed or fixed on a point that doesn't move. They call that drishti. As we said, this stretch is not just about stillness, but quiet readiness. Can you think of a moment in your life where rushing in with force backfired? But if you had paused and responded with intention, the outcome might have changed. Where are you being called to act? Not loudly, but effectively. Take 3 more deep 3-part breaths here. And slowly come out of lizard, shaking the hips out. We can rock them side to side if you want, and that all fours, just kind of give them a little shake. And then from there, we're going to come to a seated position with our feet together. This is going to be our last stretch, as well as our savasana meditation, or final meditation and breath work. So this is going to be bat pose, or seated bat, but because, well, there are bat poses, but it's mostly in like aerial, hanging upside down and stuff like that. So we're going to do a seated butterfly instead of seated bat. So we have our wings. We can fly away if we wanted to. So coming into this pose, you have a couple different options. One, feet can come as close as possible, knees coming down. You can also have your feet go as far as possible and fold forward that way. You can take blocks to your knees, is also an option, as a little extra support because we're going to be holding the forward fold. You can also elevate your bum if being on the ground is too much for you. This is also another option. And then finally, one of my personal favorites is you can use the block as a pillow so that your head's not just kind of hanging in space, and you can come here. Pick which one works best for you and come into your version of seated bat. Gonna use the block. And when you're ready, tap into that 3-part breath. Selena learned from the bats how to become so silent that no one noticed she was there. Bats refine their inner world to drown out the external noise. They focus entirely on the sound of their prey, acting only when the moment is perfect. In this pose, you train the same discipline, tuning out distraction and sharpening your inner awareness until the silence becomes your greatest weapon. Inhale.
Inhale, take a deep breath through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Feel the gravity take your weight. Let the silence settle around you like a cloak. Again, inhale, take a deep breath,
Staying in your seated back. And exhale, let it go. Now call to mind the animal you connected with the most today. This could be the deer, graceful, light, alert. The crab, awkward but deliberate in its movement. The lizard, being called to act, not loudly, but effectively. Or the bat, where silence becomes your greatest weapon. Picture how that animal moves, how it breathes. What traits do you see in yourself? What part of its instincts live within you? And what strength does this reveal in you? Are there parts of its nature that feel unfamiliar or maybe hard to embody? And what might that teach you? Hold onto that animal's essence and let its rhythm live in your muscles. Today, you adapted, you began, and now your path is open. Take one more moment here to take in a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Stay here in silence for a moment longer, or as long as you need to. And let the essence of your creature you connected with settle into your bones. When you're ready, you're slowly going to bring yourself back to awareness. Maybe rolling your head in a couple of little circles, rolling your wrists. And once you come back to a fully seated position, inhale, reach the arms up, take a nice big stretch. Welcome back. And exhale, let it all go. Good job, guys. Great job, guys, honestly. That was fun. I feel great. I hope you feel great. Today you practiced not just movement, but also discipline, and the discipline to observe, to wait, and to act with quiet precision. When you step off your mat or off of your little meditation space today, carry this assassin energy into your day. Move lightly, breathe deeply, and be ready. If you want to keep sharpening these skills and explore more sessions like this, check out our full library inside our Nexus app. I'll drop a link below so that you guys can click it so you can continue your assassin path at any time, anywhere. We actually have 2 programs coming out to complement this assassin training. We have our assassin self-defense program that's coming out on the app, as well as our Assassins Calisthenics and Kettlebell Strengthening Conditioning program coming out within the summer season is what I'm going to say. So stay tuned for that and keep on training. I'll see you next time, legends. Bye.